Hello everyone. So today's question is 1695, that is a medium question, and it is maximum is your value. So you have given an array of positive integers nums and wanted to erase a subarray containing a unique element, and the score you get by erasing the subarray is equal to the sum of its element, and return the maximum score you can get by erasing exactly one subarray. So what we are getting from this question is just we have to consider a sub array of the given array in which all the elements are unique. There is no duplicate element, and then we have to sum up all the element and find out which sub array having the maximum sum. So let's go to the logic part. So if we take an example from the question, which is example number 1, which is 4, 2, 4, 5 and 6, and we have to find out that which subarray means if it is 0 index 1, 2, 3 and 4, then which subarray is having maximum sum with no duplicate element. Like if we consider this subarray, then here we have 4 to 4, and in this subarray we have two elements which is same 4, so we can't consider this subarray and we have to move for other. So subarray is a part of consecutive is a part of an array with consecutive elements. So you have to choose consecutive elements. You can't choose like this, like 2, 4, 6. You can't consider this as a subarray. This can be considered as subsequence. So you have to consider the consecutive element in the array. So whenever you have a question of subarray, then thought about a prefix sum first. It is like prefix sum is always used in subarray. So if you thought about a prefix sum, then what will happen is there, if you will find the prefix sum of this array, then it will be 4, then 4 plus 2 will be 6, then 6 plus 4 will be 10, then 10 plus 5 15, and 15 plus 6 21. So what intuition I am getting here is find out the subarray with the maximum sum, that is our question, with no duplicate elements. So what we'll do here is that for finding in a range what is their sum, what we do in the prefix sum is just will uh, prefix of r minus prefix of l minus 1. That is what we do to finding out in a range that what is the sum in this range. Like if we have to find out that from here first index to the third index what is the sum, and what we'll do, just from the third index to 0th index will just minus, then it will be 15 minus 4, that is 11, and if we will add here that 2 plus 4 plus 5, that is 9 plus 2 is 11. So that is the correct thing. So that is how we find a sum in a range. So what we can do here is just move in this array like 4 2 4 5 6, and we'll consider a map to count the frequency of element 4, like it is having duplicate or not. So what we'll do, just move forward and add it into map. So at 4 it will be 0, and then for 2 it will be 1 index. We are storing the index of all the elements, and while moving forward, if any duplicate element like 4 again occurs at second index, then it will be going like this. If we consider a map of integer comma vector, then in vector will be pushing like this, but instead of vector, what we'll do is just we'll update this index with this, and before updating we'll just check that from this index to this index what is the sum. You are getting me? Like if we get the duplicate element, like we have already in map 4 as a 0th index. So after getting at second index, what we'll do is just in the prefix sum, we'll just find out that in this range 2 to 0, what is the sum. So that is how you will get all the unique elements in this range 0 to 2. But it can't be like true for always, because let's consider this one 4 2 to 4. So if we move forward, here we get the correct answer, but whenever you are finding this, then it will be get not correct, it will be wrong. So I have to thought about other thing how it can be done. And one thing I have to tell you about that is if we just do brute force means n square, it will be n square complexity, and here we have given uh, num length as tends to for 5 maximum, so it will be like tends for 10. That is not allowed, because in one iteration it can go up to tens for 8 only. In 1 second only 10 is to power 8 iteration is allowed, so it will be getting time limit exceed if you do in n square. We have to further think about other approaches. So the other thing we can thought about is, so to improve that approach of like prefix one, if we consider this example 4 2 2 and 4, the prefix sum will be 4 then plus 2, that is 6, plus 2 then that is 8, then 12. So this is our prefix sum array, and this is our original array. So if you consider this, then we'll go through this, and in the map we'll just store the index, then the fourth will be at 0, then second at first index, then second again, and the second is whenever we get the next index, then just update maximum sum with sum in this range while using the prefix sum. Like if it is second, then we'll just 8 minus first index, that is 6, but we have to do prefix of r minus prefix of l minus 1. Then we will just got the sum in between this range now. So we'll get 8 minus 4, that is 4. So this is maximum sum will be updated with 4, and then again we'll got 4, that is 3, and we'll just do this minus this. So we'll just have, in the first we'll consider 0, then it will be 12, and 12 is maximum, then it will be 12. But here we got a little bit error, that is in this range we have a duplicate, this one, so we can't consider, and we have to consider plus one thing, like if it is the previous one we can't consider this, so we have to consider in this range only. So for in this range we'll just do prefix of r minus prefix of l only. We don't have to do l minus 1, because we already don't have to include this number. So for this error, what we will do is just use a current variable that will consider that which is the previous number getting duplicate. Like here we are, like, let me consider it again, like 4 at 0, second first, and second at second. So the first time we get the duplicate element, we'll just update the duplicate index, which is the first, and we'll proceed to the next. Then 4 we got as the third index, I will just consider this. So while updating with the sum, while considering the sum in the range, we'll just check that the previous index, that is uh, we are choosing for the sum, for finding out that in this range duplicate will not be there, but for other element we are getting duplicate elements. So for that we are updating current index. So what we'll just do here is just we consider current, and we'll compare that the map of the index that we are getting, the number we are getting is lesser than or not. If it is lesser than current, that means we can't consider this, we have to consider current index. So what we'll do is just we'll find prefix of r minus prefix of current, and that will be giving you answer. And if it is greater than equal to current, means if we have 4 as here 2, then we'll consider the 2 only, not current, because if you consider current, then we'll get duplicate as 4. So we'll just do here prefix of r minus the prefix of map of 4, which is our current element. So this will be our approach for this question. Let's code it out. To code this question, so for that, let me initialize the size, the nums of size, and then we have to find the prefix sum. For that, let me initialize a vector with the prefix, and here we will have n plus 1 and 0, and next we'll just traverse the array. I think you will be able to find out the prefix sum very easily, and it will be prefix of I plus nums of I, and this will be your prefix sum. Next we have to initialize a map for finding out the previous index for the element, and what we'll do after that, we'll just proceed for the answer, updating answer, and next we'll have is that the current index. So that is it, and we'll just go through the whole array again, and we'll consider into like if it is, let me consider a sum as well here, and we'll check that if it is we have we already have nums of I in the map, means it will be equals to mp dot end. Then what we'll do is just, if it is already there, we'll have to check for the current as well. So we'll just check that mp of nums of I is lesser than current or what. And if it is, what we'll just do is just find out the sum with the prefix of I plus 1 minus prefix of current, and that is what we are looking for. And if it is not there, we'll just update the current with the map of nums of I plus 1, and again we'll just do this only. And after all this, what we'll do, just update answer with the sum, a max of answer comma sum, and we have to update the map of nums as well. So here we'll get it as I, nums of I. So that will be our correct approach, and we'll just return here the answer, and let me run it. It is getting correct or not? Okay, it is not I in main, it is int main. So now it is getting correct. Let me submit it. Okay, so I lost my streak previously, so don't care about that. And let me again go through this code. What is it? Well, just finding out the prefix sum, then in the map we'll check about that the previous index is occurring or not, and we'll just check about the current, and we'll find out the sum with the current only. And for if it is we have talked about that the previous index is lesser than current or not, so we'll just updating the current in that manner only, and just finding out with the same formula. And after all this thing, we are just updating the answer and the index, and that will be our answer. So thank you for watching this video.